All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're talking about the Arizona Cardinals because, folks, this is your NFC West leader. The culture shift is in full display over in Arizona. They have now won 3 straight football games, which is a sentence that has not been said out loud in 3 seasons. They've won 4 out of their last 5. A win this Sunday against New York Jets puts your playoff percentage over 50. I don't want to talk about the playoffs quite yet, but there's only one team remaining on the schedule with a winning record, and that is the Minnesota Vikings in Week 13. But folks, zooming back out, the culture shift is in full display. The coaching in Arizona right now is top notch. You see it reflected in penalties. The Arizona Cardinals have been penalized 41 times this season. That is number 1 in the NFL. And that Bears game on Sunday is like the perfect example. We'll talk about that in just a second. But folks, before we do, I just want to say this because Arizona's 5-4. And you're going to get people in these comments, or you get people on Twitter or whatever, and everyone's like, okay, who cares? They're still not making the playoffs. And even if they do, they're not going to do anything. If you don't have Patrick Mahomes, if you don't have Lamar Jackson, if you don't have Brock Purdy, CMC, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, if you didn't make the playoffs and make some noise the year before, people just don't care. And that's what's wrong with the state of the NFL or sports in general. The Arizona Cardinals are a team everyone kind of supports, but people don't really understand why they're good. Are they good? Can they sustain this? Like, the Arizona Cardinals are 5-4, folks. They've won 3 straight games for the first time in 3 years. That's insane. You're witnessing the shift right here in full time. Welcome back to the channel. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this. More on that in just a minute. Folks, if we could try and get 100 likes on tonight's video, that would mean the absolute world to me. This is actually my first ever Arizona Cardinals video ever. Absolutely crazy. We're definitely going to be posting a lot more Cardinals videos as the year progresses. Kyler Murray this season, passer rating of 97.2, almost 1,800 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. In fact, the quarterbacks, the least amount of interceptions thrown by a quarterback, minimum 9 games played this season. 2, there's pretty star-studded cast: Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, and then number 3, Mr. Kyler Gordon. In fact, amongst all quarterbacks this year, Kyler Gordon in rushing yards is 3rd, total touchdowns 12th, passer rating 12th, completions 13th, passing yards 19. This team has talent. And that Bears game that I talked about 1 minute ago is a really good representation, because I saw this excerpt. I think it was from The Athletic, and here's the quick excerpt. For the first time in 2 years, local television stations might have a difficult time in finding a Murray play to include in the evening highlight package. It's not that Murray didn't play well. He was fine, completing 13 of 20 passes for 154 yards. It's just that the 6-year quarterback didn't need to do anything heroic. Connor rushed 18 times for 107 yards. Murray managed the game. And it's just cool because, first off, Arizona, heading into Sunday, I think now you're a top 5 rushing attack in the NFL. Heading into that game on Sunday against a really good defense in the Chicago Bears, they were averaging 142 rushing yards per game. That was the 7th best in the NFL. All right, guys, before we get back into the video, once again, shout out to BetUS for sponsoring it. We got the Arizona Cardinals to win the NFC West right here at plus 185 over on BetUS. Keep in mind, Arizona has won 3 straight games for the first time in 3 years. This team is 5-4. Really nice second half schedule. So if you're feeling so inclined, go check that out. Keep in mind, BetUS is doing 150% bonus on your first deposit. They're also offering 125% bonus on your next 2, all with the code YouTube150. Let's get back to the video. They also had gone 3 straight games without giving up a sack. And, Kyler Murray post-game kind of said, like, not too many times have I been able to play in a game like that, play the way I feel I played like, not up to my standard, and be able to win the way we did. It was a hell of an effort by the whole team. And that's kind of the thing. I could sit here and talk about Kyler Murray. I could sit here and talk about Marvin Harrison Jr. I could pinpoint some players on the defensive side like Garrett Williams, but people don't even know who Garrett Williams is. People don't even know any of these players who are playing for the Arizona Cardinals, and they're 5-4, leading the NFC West, a division where the San Francisco 49ers are playing in. They've already taken them down 1 time this season. Buda Baker, I mean, the most tackles this season, solo tackles, because he's almost at 100 combined. Budda Baker at 58. There's a couple of guys at 52, and then it's the rest of the list. And I'm so glad that they won the last two games specifically, because I was worried that Budda Baker might not be a Cardinal for the entire season, when in reality, he's one of the best defensive players in the NFL. And my Cardinals fans watching this video know that right now, but not too many people have been watching Cardinals games the last couple of seasons. Here's a cool stat. So the last three games for the Cardinals, Chicago Bears 29-9 victory, 28-27 on the road against Miami, and then 17-15 against the Chargers the week prior to that. Here's the statistic that I have for you guys. The defense did not allow a touchdown from Caleb Williams or Justin Herbert. So the big thing hiring Jonathan Gannon to be your head coach is his defensive philosophy. He's a defensive head coach. And the issue in year one is we didn't really see that, but it was year one, all right? Year two, people are still concerned about this defense, and I will say it's not the most perfect defense in the world. They gave up 42 to Washington, 34 to my Green Bay Packers, 34 to Buffalo in the first week. But you're going to see it, and you saw it, against Chicago on Sunday, where they only gave up 9 points. You're going to start seeing that here in the second half. At least that's my thought process here. The next 4 games, the Jets, bye week, Seattle, Minnesota, Seattle, you got New England, Carolina, the Rams, San Francisco to finish off that season. There's a very realistic scenario where Arizona versus San Francisco in week 18 is for the division, and not a person on planet Earth really thought that was going to happen. If I told you 9 weeks ago, that Arizona, San Francisco week 18 could have divisional implications, you'd call me freaking a lunatic. 3 straight for the first time in 3 years. They're over 500 for the first time in 3 years. And also, fun fact, their 4 losses are against teams with a combined record of 27-8. So speaking of playoffs, I don't want to really talk about this, but this is a very important week. 6-4 is much better than 5-5, and you're playing the New York Jets, and the Jets are off to a really, now we're halfway through the season. They're a really bad record team, and they have been playing really bad football. They are coming off a victory here, but obviously a team with Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, you name it, their defense, their entire defense, the record's thrown out of the window. But with a win, the Arizona Cardinals playoff chance goes to 54, and with a loss, it goes down to 30. Now, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world, because San Francisco is banged up. But the unfortunate news, or good for him and good for the team, good for player health, CMC, Christian McCaffrey's coming back for San Francisco this week. So every win matters, but specifically this upcoming Sunday, to me, matters the most, all right? That's it for today. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring it. Once again, guys, this was my first ever Arizona Cardinals video. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on this Cardinals team. And guys, halfway through the season, how many wins? What do you predict the Arizona Cardinals' final record to be? Let me know down below. Have a great weekend. We'll see you in a couple of days. Peace.